Okay, now let's look at examples on grouping. Okay, so usually grouping, you'll have more than 4 terms. Okay, more than 4 terms. Okay, in grade 9 usually 4 terms. Okay, so what are you trying to achieve here? If you look at the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms, not necessarily in this order, it can be in different order. I have to group 2 terms and pull a common factor such a way that the 2 brackets are exactly the same. For example, if I look at the first 2, my common factor is m, and if I pull m, I have x plus y, and for the last 2, if I pull n, I'll have n bracket x plus y. Then now, if you see that that bracket is the same as that bracket, that's what you're trying to aim in factorizing by grouping. Then now I can pull a common factor, which is x plus y. So I have x plus y as my common factor. What is left? M plus n bracket. Okay, great. Then the next example also, if I look at the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms, I can pull m for the first 2 terms, which is m bracket x plus y. Then here, be careful, I can pull minus n, which is x plus y plus. If I distribute this back, n times x is minus nx, n times that is minus ny. This is the common factor, this is a common factor. I'll have x plus y, which is m minus n, then bracket. Okay, then if you look at 3, I have m, and n. So the first 2 I can pull m, and what about that? I don't think this we can factorize it further. So we cannot factorize that further. If I pull m, I have x minus y plus x, okay, minus ny. We cannot factorize that further. So you just copy exactly the same thing. We cannot factorize that. Okay. Let's look at the 4th example. So the 4th example, I can pull m here, m, x minus y. Then I can pull, what can I pull here? Negative n, I'll have x minus y. Good. Then pull x minus y as a common factor, x minus y, m minus n bracket. Okay. What about the 5th example? The first 2 terms and the last. Remember, it's not necessarily meaning that grouping, I take the common factor, the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. That's not necessary. For the purpose of this example, yes, it worked that there's the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. What is a common factor here? It's x squared, then I have bracket, x plus 1, minus 4 common factors, x plus 1. Then I have another common factor, which is x plus 1, x plus 1. Then if x plus 1, you're left with x squared minus 4. Again, still for grouping, you still have to factorize fully. I can still factorize x squared minus 4. So you do that. Equal x plus 1. So this is x minus 2, x plus 2, which is the difference of 2 squares. Okay, good. Our last example on grouping. The first 2 terms, I can pull x squared, left with x minus y. And the last 2 terms, pull minus 1, have x minus y. Okay. Then we have a common factor, which is x minus y, x minus y, x minus y, bracket x squared minus 1. Then you can still fully factorize that by difference of 2 squares. You keep your x minus y, then bracket x minus 1, bracket x plus 1, and then this is fully factorized. Okay.